Hello, my brothers and sisters. My name is Tim Heijen and I'm a Dragon Witch. And in this case, I would love to explain to you a bit more about my visions and my ideas of how the universe works in my dragon's path. It doesn't mean that it's going to be a general rule or a general belief. But we are not a religion where everyone has to believe the same in with straight up rules. No, in this case, I would love to explain to you about my experience and how I see how the universe is made. First of all, there are the four dragon gods, and the four dragon gods represent every element that creates life here on earth. You have Fafnir, that is fire, Leviathan that is water, Tiamat, that is the earth and also water in itself and rivers. And then you have Fafnir, Leviathan, Quetzalcoatl, that is the air. And all together they create life in itself. So I have, nature made life, and that is how I see it. The embodiments are that of dragons, and their children, their direct children, is living within us. That is why we know so much more than humanity. But there is so much more to know about the universe in itself. I have been on the dragon's path for 20 years, very, very focused and very dedicated to the path, that I wanted to know more about what is happening and how everything is being created. So I had to find it out. I could not find it in books or anywhere else. So I needed to find this in my own experiences. So I wrote something down that where you might understand where my beliefs or my experiences comes from. It is not unfair of the dragon gods to deny access to the fifth gate to the human spirits, human energies. To the human energy, the dragon is non-existent, unreachable in a way that they will never experience them. They will never experience dragons again. They are unreachable and no one will even know about their existence. The universe is like one big book, and we live in one of the many pages in this dimension. Dragons, however, experience many pages of the book in rebirths, often in bodies other than their draconic original form. That is eventually what happens with you now, my brother or sister. That you are not in your draconic original form because you are not home wherever you are now. You are a traveler. You are somewhere else, born with different experiences. But the human is not a traveler. They are bound to this page of the book, but not you. Only your body is. There has been written about you in other pages before, and there will be written in other pages again further on. There has been written about you in many different kind of pages that you might even remember, that you sometimes remember, or sometimes see in visions and dreams. Your human overlay keeps you from remembering, discovering, and knowing. It is a test to read from every page that has been written about you, and to reach these pages, that is where it all is all about you. I call this page, or the dimension, I call this page the fifth gate, because it's 5 different lifetimes further than this reality. And I call also this, and it might be very lame to call it like this, but I call this the dragon realm. With this, I want to say that maybe humans don't, mostly, in most cases, they don't believe in dragons. And they don't have to believe in dragons. Dragons is not a part of their path. Or maybe they have forgotten that this is a part of their path. And that is the reason why I want to shout out that this is a real path that you can follow. Whenever you can feel the dragon around you, whenever you can feel the dragon within you, and you have memories that you cannot explain, memories where you are not human at all, memories about other dragons and other places and other lifetimes even. This is why I've been written this, that this I see this universe as a book with endless amounts of pages, which humanity actually knows is one single page. And even in this page, they haven't read everything about this one page. But dragons, they are able to read many pages because they are travelers. They are always being reborn, and that is eventually what happens with us now. We can also write a bit more again in a different kind of page wherever you belong. And wherever you belong is something that I can call the fifth gate, or the fifth dimension, or the fifth page. I always remember this as five times further, unreachable for humans. Yet you can reach it because of the dragons around you that are leading you to it. Of course, that is also the reason why I always say whenever you want to reach the dragon, it is better to leave your human self behind. And that is not easy at all. I can guarantee you that this is not easy at all. It requires dedication, it requires focus, it requires also faith and belief, it requires feelings, it requires instincts. It requires actually much more than I ever thought to reach out for the dragon realm, wherever your dragons are. Of course, the same amount can be said about the dragons around you. That is always why I say they have to move heaven and earth, even as travelers. They have to detect you, they have to know wherever you are. So that is why your spirit is calling them out, but it's not easy for them to hear it. So your spirit is within the overlay of humans, of a human. So you have to work together with your human energy and your draconic energy to awaken the dragon within, but also to reach out for a gate that is unreachable for humans. And of course, why it is unreachable for humans. That is a very, very, very easy to say. Humans are destructive. Humans are primates that are very dangerous. Even whenever they are in spirit, it is still very dangerous wherever they are. Because where humans die, and that is what I firmly believe, and that is why I experimented so many times in cemeteries, humans remain at the moment whenever they die. So they remain in this bubble, wherever the year stood still whenever they die. And they might not even understand that they died themselves. So they are afraid to pass on because they might be afraid that there is no passing on, that this is the end of the line. So this is where the year stops. In this case, I can say that many energies of humans have been moving on, but I don't know if it dies out or it goes to a different dimension or a different realm, because humans in themselves don't feel that strong energies, like strong energies. I mean, dragon energies or dragon spirits are eternal. They are the children of gods themselves. You are a child of God. You are a direct child of God. And that is why you will pass on. You will go on and explore a different page, and explore a different dimension. And that is where humans don't do that. Humans might pass on, but it can be the end of the line here at this moment. But I have to have much more experiences to know about this. But that is simply how humans work, and that is not my path. That is not my path to know where humans go or where humans are going to be. I always follow the dragon, and wherever I have enough actually to do, to follow and to know and experience, to follow the dragon wherever they are. But how come that I always have to lose my humanity every single time that I want to reach out for the dragon realm? The dragon realm is something that I didn't reach out for many times, because in the beginning of my path, whenever everything was exploded and I had to do my best to be as human as possible, because it can be very awkward whenever you are going to use your draconic instincts wherever people are around you. You are going to be nuts and crazy. I had to do my best to do as human as possible, but it was very easy to be as draconic as possible whenever I was alone, and especially in the beginning. So it was fairly easy to leave my humanity behind, and that is where I managed to go and look inside of the forbidden realm for humans, the fifth gate, the dragon realm. And that was where I didn't want to go away. And that is in general how I see how about the universe. Of course, sometimes it's okay whenever you say, I don't know how everything is being created. But this is purely based on experiences, dreams, visions, memories, and things like this. So that this can be an example of how you should see it, and not how others say it's like this. It's all about your own experiences. Everything is about your own experiences. So in general, in brief, let me say, the universe was actually a creation of the dragon gods, all of them together. There is much more than only the four elements, but the four elements have created life here on earth, and you are a product of that, of the four elements. And one of these four elemental dragon gods is your direct dragon god. One of them is your creator. One of them is your parent, you can say. Mother or father, Tiamat or Fafnir, Leviathan, I don't know, Quetzalcoatl. It can be one of them. That is very highly inside of your dragon eye. And inside of the universes that they have been created, there has been written so many stars, so many lights, so many different kind of writers, and that is different kind of writers that you can call gods, that are creating and writing everything in down. And these four dragon gods are one of these gods as well. That has been created, that it has been written inside of this great book of the universe. But your story has been written down by one of these dragon gods in this great book, in a different kind of a page. But now he is written, or she is writing everything down in a different kind of page as a human being. But it's still going to be a dragon god that is writing about your experiences in a different page, on a different plane, on a different dimension. My brothers and sisters, be blessed.